Biggie died, Tupac died, and then there was the fight between who was the top rapper now, Nas.
A recent video of Jaguar exposing Jay-Z for eliminating Tupac so that he could rise to the top of the hip-hop game has caused quite a stir on the internet. Right after Jay-Z was named the greatest rapper of all time by Billboard and Vibe, the publications began rolling out their list of top 50 greatest rappers of all time as part of a collaborative effort to celebrate hip-hop's 50th anniversary this year, and after showing love to artists across number 50 to number 11 picks, Billboard and Vibe unveiled their final 10 selections. Nicki Minaj, Snoop Dogg, Drake, Lil Wayne, and the Notorious Big were ranked no, 10 to no, 6 in that order, while Eminem, Tupac, Nas, and Kendrick Lamar occupied the no, 5 to no, 2 slots. And coming in it on the list was Jay's the MC, who is no stranger to being hailed as the greatest rapper of all time.
There was the fight between who was the top rapper now, Nas and Jay-Z, and then the next thing you know, Nas has a nervous breakdown and he...
According to Jaguar, Jay-Z was able to become the greatest rapper of all time due to Tupac's passing, since everyone around him who seemed like his rival was being eliminated. While numerous fans questioned why Tupac wasn't the greatest rapper of all time, Billboard argued its case by citing his commercial success, critical acclaim, cultural impact, and entrepreneurial greatness, along with his regal-scented rhymes that speak to the struggle. Apart from the fans, other artists in the industry also had something to say about the ranking. Big Jip has taken issue with Billboard and Vibe's top 50 greatest rappers of all time list, claiming that if Tupac were still alive, he would have lyrically bested Jay-Z. In an interview with The Art of Dialogue, the rapper said Tupac should have taken the top spot on the list over Hov, and that the only reason he didn't was because of Beyonce. Jip claimed that the only reason why the list included inching Jay past Tupac was because he got Beyonce as his wife. He has slow claimed that Jay's might have been a better rapper than Tupac, but Tupac had a heart. He continued, "If Pac was here, who you think the girl would have been with? Please ups, you still can't act. You can't do no movies, you can't do what Pac was doing. Come on, how can you be better than Pac? That boy was a triple threat." Big Jip talked about Tupac's bright career that was so successful at the time. Apparently, Tupac was super talented. He did groups that was successful, solo albums that was successful, and movies that was successful, meaning if he had lived, he would have smoked everything walking. Jip claimed that Tupac had an album that was finished, and he was also thinking of starting his own label in Atlanta. After that album that he was doing, he already showed and finished with the new album. When he was moving to Atlanta, putting on the slate, I'm going back and I'm gonna start my new label in Atlanta. That shit he was doing over at Death Row was already wrote out. He claimed that Pac didn't need no money to get people to look at him, he was already a star without the money. He also concluded that no one recorded as fast as Tupac, and noted that the girls loved him back when he starred as Bishop in the film Juice. Several rumors have been claiming that Jay's sacrificed Tupac, while others are saying Jay's was eliminating competition to make himself the biggest thing in hip-hop. Tupac was usually attributed to being the political and social voice of the people, and this made him way more popular than Jay's. The entire Jay's and Tupac rivalry started during the 90s because of another big-name rapper called Biggie. The late 1980s and early 90s were regarded as hip-hop's golden age, and the Notorious Big and Tupac Shakur were two of the biggest names to emerge from this period. These two men also represented the larger competition that was happening at the time between East Coast rap and West Coast rap. Though Biggie and Tupac were friends in the early 90s, they soon became enemies. When Shakur was shot in a New York studio in 1994, he accused Big of being involved, which he denied. Their relationship quickly crumbled, and after Shakur signed with Death Row Records, the beef between the East Coast and West Coast was on in full force. They never had a chance to patch things up before Shakur's death by shooting in 1996. Now both Jay-Z and the Notorious Big hail from Bedford-Stuyvesant in Brooklyn, New York, and are friends, so they decided to collaborate together. Their 1996 collaboration, Brooklyn's Finest, was a huge moment for both of them, especially for Jay-Z, who was the new rapper on the block at the time. But it was also the source of a beef between Jay-Z and Tupac. Irv Gotti, the founder of Murder Inc. Records and an occasional producer for Jay-Z and Kanye West, recently went on Fat Joe's Instagram live podcast, The Art of Dialogue, and revealed some details about Jay-Z and Tupac's beef. He claimed that both Jay-Z and Big took friendly jabs at each other on Brooklyn's Finest, but it was one line from Biggie that upset Tupac. Big did something he never did with other rappers. He mentioned Tupac by name. Biggie rapped, "Gotta go, Coolio mean it's getting too hot. If Faye had twins, she'd probably have 2 packs. Get it? 2 packs?" This line simultaneously references the rumors that Tupac was romantically involved with Big's wife Faith Evans and implies that Tupac is a baby and more specifically his son, a common rap diss. Gotti claimed that Tupac took issue with Biggie teaming up with Jay-Z in this way in a song and directed his anger at Jay-Z for having his friend take shots at him on his song. That's why Pac was SHTting on Jay because of Brooklyn's finest, Gotti said. Gotti believes, however, that this was a strategic play by Biggie to get the two rappers fighting. Tupac went on to diss Jay-Z on Bomb First, My Second Reply, and FCK Friends, both of which were recorded just a month before he died in September 1996. Interestingly enough, Tupac also took shots at Nas on Bomb First, My Second Reply, but the two rappers squashed their beef at the 1996 MTV Video Music Awards, just 3 days before Tupac's death. Despite warnings from Irv Gotti at the time, Jay-Z continued to collaborate with Biggie on songs such as I Love the Dough and Young G's before Big's untimely death in March 1997. Jay-Z seems to have had a lot of beefing since then, as is the norm for rappers, and even after his first and most popular beef with Tupac, he continued gathering beef. Jay-Z has been in the rap game for several decades now, and he's gotten into plenty of beefs along the way. His most famous was in 2001 with fellow New York rapper Nas, whose blistering diss track Ether has become somewhat of a gold standard when it comes to hip-hop diss records. He also had problems with Lil Wayne, and the two took shots at each other in songs from 2009 to 2013, though they eventually buried the hatchet when Wayne released his Free Weezy album on Jay-Z's Tidal streaming service. According to the publication on The Greatest Rapper, aside from his 24 Grammy Awards, 14 No. 1 albums and 140 million record sales, it was Jay-Z's longevity, the breadth of his accomplishments, and what he's meant to hip-hop from a musical, cultural, and financial standpoint for the last 3 decades that make him the GOAT. Jay-Z's latest honor may help to soften the blow of what was another barren night at the Grammys in terms of awards. He entered the 65th Annual Grammy Awards with 3 nominations for his show Stealing Verse on DJ Khaled's God Did, which was up for Song of the Year, Best Rap Song, and Best Rap Performance, but lost out in all 3 categories. A fan on Twitter said, #Jay-Z is not the greatest rapper ever. I'm sorry he stole lyrics from Biggie and Tupac in his tracks. He wasn't the most influential. He's top 5, but he's not the #GOAT, and #Kendrick Lamar isn't the runner-up either. He's top 10, Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, Nas, then Jay-Z are top 5. Another said, Tupac was definitely bigger and better. Heard of him, but he wasn't moving and shaking how people make it seem. Nas was getting what I more play. Definitely had DMX and 50 albums. But Jay-Z ain't get a coin from until his UGK collar. Anyways, let's not forget that this video is based on theories and my opinions and should not be considered facts. That's it for this video. Bye!